Both in critical care and in anaesthetics, you can have an incident where you can accidentally give medication into the arterial line. These instances do happen in the NHS. They actually are quite frequent. They occur about twice a month. Because of that, we developed this innovation, and it's quite a simple one. It basically is an arterial connector that's very similar to normal arterial connectors, but it has a one-way valve in it, which means that you can always take a blood sample, but you can't inject into it.
It's a known risk of an arterial line that medication can be injected into it, with staff normally thinking that it's a venous or not realising the risks of injecting into an artery. So if that happens, the worst case scenario is the limb can end up having to be removed, or it could cause sepsis, it could cause all sorts of problems for a patient.
The way the systems are designed at the moment is it is physically possible and extremely easy to inject into arterial lines, and there are a number of drugs in common use which if we inject into an arterial line, can result in the loss of a limb. The non-injectable connector makes that impossible.
It's exactly the same as a standard arterial connector, so it's really easy for the nurse to change her practice, and we've made it as simple as possible to introduce into clinical practice.
The non-injectable arterial connector is incredibly easy to use. I think we've implemented it on our unit without AME problems at all. The nursing staff, I would say, to a certain extent, haven't even noticed it coming because it's just connected to the arterial line. It went down as standard practice quite quickly. There's very little or no risk of intra-arterial injection, so the patient knows they're safe from any error that might occur in that respect. There's no risk of bacterial contamination. From a nursing point of view, they're much more comfortable because they're not risking injecting bacteria into an artery. And it saves a lot of more intervention. So because the device just sits in place all the time, the nurse isn't having to remove a normal bung and then put another normal bung on. So it makes interventions a bit quicker as well, I think.
Non-injectable arterial connector is a really neat innovation that's been shown to prevent wrong route administration, reduce bacterial infection and reduce blood spillage. We feel this is a really important innovation that can potentially reduce patient harm and increase patient safety, and we want to make this available to all patients.
The non-injectable arterial connector has a robust clinical evidence base. There are lab studies which demonstrate the clinical effectiveness of it and the benefits that are brought to patients. And as an Oxford AHSN, we very much want to support trusts to implement that to bring those benefits to patients within our region. The Innovation and Technology Tariff, or ITT, was born out of the NHS Innovation Accelerator Programme, and it aims to help trusts and innovators overcome some of the barriers that they can face when trying to introduce new technologies and new ways of working. And it will make the non-injectable arterial connector cost neutral for trusts to implement. The Oxford Academic Health Science Network is on hand to provide support to trusts in the form we will go and meet with individuals and with clinical teams to discuss their specific requirements and to give them first-hand guidance as they require.
What I would say to other hospitals considering using the non-injectable arterial connector is the arguments for patient safety and for protecting the staff and the trust against never events and litigations are overwhelming.